Hey, welcome to your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty TV. Todd Walters, your host. Okay, in this episode, I want to share a common question that I get from real estate professionals, real estate agents, brokers, business people in general. Todd, I'm really busy. I'm like smoking busy all the time. I'm having a difficult time managing my time. Give me some time management tips, and things like that. Well, firstly, it's just a myth. It's impossible for any human to manage time. Okay, so first thing we got to get out of our head is that notion. Look, there are a lot of authors, coaches, and consultants that do topics and training around this whole time management strategy. Okay, I certainly understand it. But first thing that we need to understand is you can't manage time. So don't try. There's nothing you can do with time. Time's going to come and go no matter what you and I do. All right? But what you can control is what you do with your time. And I think that's what people mean when they say, I'm trying to manage time. I need some time management tactics. No. This is personal disciplines strategies is what it is. So according to one of our universal business principles, the only way to transform your job into a business, is you got to work on it versus in it all the time. So what is the difference between working on it and versus working in it? All right, so many of you kind of get the idea, but let's understand a productivity rule, okay? Not all activity is productive. You guys got it? So the first thing we got to decide here is, hey, what's productive and what's not productive? Okay, let me give you an example. Looking at your email to start your day probably is not the most productive thing you can do, okay? But I will grant you, there may be something in the email that is productive. In other words, there's a prospect that asks you a question that when you pick up the phone and call them, you close them on taking action, like doing business with you. Well, that's pretty productive. You got it? But on one hand, that is a technician role. Being a real estate agent, signing someone to an agreement is a technician's job. That's not like rainmaking activities, okay? Especially when it's a come list me. So the way it worked in my real estate sales team, if I got somebody calling me saying, hey, Todd, I want to do business with you, I couldn't change the outcome on that. Okay, in other words, it's done deal. So what needs to happen is somebody just needs to help the customer get going. It doesn't need to be me. So there's the rule, okay? What is it that only you can change the outcome on? And everything else, delegate. Not abdicate, but delegate, okay? So everybody got it? Not all activity is productive. So a lot of real estate agents, real estate brokers, they'll confuse whatever they're doing at that moment in time, which is activity, they'll confuse that with being productive. It's not true. If you're like me, you just like to stay busy. All right? You got to feel like you're doing something. All right, well, people like me can get caught up in this whole time management thing. And we realize that what we're really doing is not really changing the outcome overall. Okay, so that's how you'll evaluate this, all right? In order to transform your job, trading time for money, that's what a job is. I'm going to trade my time for money, that's a job, into a business. And a business is something that works without your constant involvement. It doesn't depend on you. So let me sidestep that for a second. Michael Gerber said it, if your business depends on you, you don't have a business, you got a job. All right, so real estate agents that we help, that we cater to in the Quantum Leap system at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty is simple. We help real estate agents go from job to business, okay? So in order to go from job to business, we have to discover and learn early on in the process what's productive, what can only I change the outcome on, we call that rainmaking activities, and everything else needs to get delegated. Simple principle and rule to understand. All right, so let me give you some tips on helping you through this. So everyone has a schedule. Okay, let's say your work day is going to start at 8, and let's say it's going to end at 8. Okay, so you're going to run a 12-hour work day 5 days a week, and on Saturday you're going to run an 8-hour work day. Okay, let's just assume that. All right. So all of that time during the day is probably not going to be spent working on the business, but some of it needs to. And that's how you want to start, by managing your calendar. Okay, you want to plug in onto your calendar the times that you're going to dedicate to working on the business. Everybody get it? Okay, and then you plug in the stuff to work in the business. So what are the things that are the most productive activities for you that you must schedule in every day onto your schedule, and those become appointments with yourself? Okay, it could be an appointment with somebody else. Like right now, I got Jalen behind the camera. And Jalen and I spent some time before I threw the slide up here discussing how this video session was going to go down. You guys got it? So I was working with Jalen, and he went and did the technician work, got it all set up and did all kinds of things. The camera goes on, boom, I pop up, and words come out of my mouth. You guys got it? So you can work on your business with others, no question about that. But either way, you've got to schedule these times in. Let me give you another tip. Let's say you're flying solo right now. You're a solo practitioner. Awesome. Okay. Look, I know it's tough, man. When you're wearing all the hats, that's tough. So you want to get rid of some of those hats as quickly as possible. Bring on an assistant to help you grow your business. Okay, so you can go do more of the things that generate income or change the outcome or rainmaking activities, and you can delegate those other things to another agent. Okay, but if I'm flying solo, one of the things I'm going to bake into my schedule right away in the beginning of the day to work on the business versus in it right away is marketing. Okay, we got to produce some ads and marketing that will bring in flow. All right, so if it's just me, I got to make time to do that. What 3 ads am I going to pump out today? What kind of content is going to be pushed out to my databases? Okay, what sort of follow-up or marketing systems are going to get pushed out into the world that's going to turn around and generate me business? And that day has to start that way, unencumbered, when I begin work. You guys got that? All right, so that would be one that you can't get away without having that baked into your schedule every day. And it only makes sense to do that in the beginning of the day. Next, you're flying solo, you best carve out time to follow up the leads that you're going to be generating. Okay? So I know you're going to be following up the leads with your cell phone as they come in. I get that. But you know how it works. Not everybody's answering the phone when you want them to. Okay? So you want to carve into your calendar a couple of hours. Okay? I would think maybe 3 hours, depending on how busy you are and how much business you have. You got to bake into your calendar every day dedicated time to follow up with the prospects that you're generating. All right? And what am I going to do during that time? I'm going to get appointments. Okay? Because the whole business goals that you've set for yourself out into the future, when you reverse engineer those business goals to today, the number one activity that cannot be interfered with is the getting or the booking of new appointments. Follow up the leads, get a prospect on the phone, book an appointment to meet face to face. That's a number one activity that cannot be interfered with ever. But that's what real estate agents do. They violate that rule every day. They dedicate time to follow up the leads. All right? They follow up a prospect, get them on the phone, book an appointment, and the appointment's for the next day. Well, guess what happens the next day? They go on the appointment and work with the prospect, but they're not following up the leads to book new appointments. So they violated that rule, and immediately you're on a feast and famine roller coaster. So if you want to get off a feast or famine roller coaster, okay, you're going to have to control your schedule and what you invest your time in. Okay? Start the day out by working on your business, i.e. marketing, and then make sure you carve out dedicated time as an appointment to follow up the leads and book new appointments. And never, ever, ever let anything interfere with that. And if you're not going to follow up the leads to get a new appointment, someone's got to be doing it. You guys got it? So as my business grew, okay, to 100, to 200, to 300, to 400, to 500 closings throughout the course of a year, okay, the one thing that I got better and better and better and better at was not letting anything interfere with the carved out time on a schedule, whether it was me or others on my team, to follow up the leads and get new appointments set. You guys got it? I remember my first goal was, man, I'd love to get a new appointment every day. Book a new appointment every day. I'm not saying go on an appointment every day, not show houses every day, but to get a new appointment set every day. And then it turned into 2 a day. Then it turned into 3 a day. And when I sold my real estate business way back in April of 09, it was 20 new appointments a day set. Had to get set. Okay, when the sun come up and the sun went down, when that day ended, we best have set 20 new appointments. Set them up. Okay, you guys got that? So those are the 2 essential rainmaking activities every day that need to get baked into your schedule. Okay, and if you don't work on your business versus in it all the time, you're never going to gain a perspective of doing it better. All right, and you're going to find yourself on a feast and famine roller coaster. All right, now the shortcut to all of this is coaching. You guys got it? A great coach, or a great mentor, I should say, will know how to invest time throughout the day and will be able to direct you on better doing that. Okay? So whatever coaching you're involved in, if you're one of our guys and you're in the Quantum Leap system here, you do not miss the coaching. That is absolute dedicated time to working on your business. Okay? Let me just run through an example of that. On Mondays, every Monday, we have what we call a helpline clinic. Every Monday at 11 a.m. I want you to imagine dedicating an hour and a half every Monday to getting any question you have answered. How do I register a URL and forward it? Okay. How do I set up a custom audience on Facebook? Hey, how does this guaranteed sell program work? Doesn't matter what the question is. We dedicate an hour and a half every Monday to getting anyone's questions answered. So you got questions, they cannot go unanswered. So boom, Monday, I'm listening to other people ask questions. I'm getting mine answered as well. Okay. Tuesday, every Tuesday of every week of every month at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we carve out an hour and a half to work on rain-making activities. So this is coaching at the highest level. We call it platinum level coaching. We're working with our Quantum Leap system agents on what they need to do to only focus on and do rain-making activities and delegate everything else. What is that? What do they look like? How do I get it done? You guys got it? Every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we have a role play clinic. Now, what's a role play clinic? Well, this is what happens when I get a prospect on the phone and I'm trying to get face-to-face with them, and it's not a referral or someone who called me like from my sphere. It's a complete stranger, not even expecting my call. So how do I, number one, get them on the phone? When I do get them on the phone, how do I make them feel comfortable about meeting face-to-face with me? Right? So we dedicate a whole hour and a half a week just to that kind of coaching and training. You got it? And then Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, every Friday of every week of every month, you get Craig Proctor, you get me, you get James McDonald, you get Blake, you get all of us on a panel on this marketing clinic plussing your ads. You send your ads in, we look at them, we help you plus them, if they can be plussed. Okay? Along with other strategies and techniques. I want you to play that out right there. Okay? Monday, helpline. Tuesday, platinum rainmaker webinars. Thursday, role play clinics. Friday, marketing clinics. 4 days a week, an hour and a half a day. That's showing up to work on your business. That's it. You're being coached. You're making notes. You're discovering how to do things better, right? And in order to go from job to business, to grow this thing, we have to gain the perspective of how to do things better. So we dedicate time to doing that. Showing up to the coaching is working on your business. And that helps you gain clarity on exactly what to do and how to get it done to avoid being a real estate agent all the time. Do versus gaining the perspective of how to do it better. So there you go. So there's some great tips for you to avoid trading time for money, transforming this thing from job to business. All right? So it's been fun sharing some of that with you today. I want to encourage you to go all in. Remember, the best things in life are the things that you've been the most committed to. The things that have worked out best, absolutely the things we're the most committed to. So commit and go all in to your big goals. We're here to help you. Go serve big. Thank you.
Go serve big.